labo abathi ngomlomo sikhululekile kodwa bebe beliphathela abacindezeli sizobasusa endaweni zabo.
Former South African President Jacob Zuma's newly founded party, the uMkhonto Sizwe party, garnered the support of millions of South Africans just 5 months after its launch. In a surprising turn of events, the MKP secured third place among the most popular parties in South Africa. Despite expressing dissatisfaction with the election results, the MKP managed to displace the EFF from the third spot by obtaining over 2.3 million votes in the race for the National Assembly. The party achieved 14.58% of the national vote and won the highly contested KwaZulu-Natal region with an impressive 45.33%. Many attribute this success to the support of the Zulu community, who were drawn to a party led by a Zulu traditionalist with strong core values. It wasn't dissatisfaction with the ANC or its corruption scandals that led to the MKP's victory. In fact, Zuma himself has been mired in numerous controversies. However, his supporters remained loyal and voted for him regardless of the party's platform. The MKP's manifesto is widely regarded as one of the worst in the country's history, an impressive feat considering the existence of the ACDP manifesto. But that's a topic for another discussion. The MK party's success in the elections can be attributed to its leader. He was the head of ANC intelligence, effectively outsmarting the apartheid government at a time when there was no internet or cell phones. As president, he aligned South Africa with the world's most powerful nations by joining BRICS. He was also instrumental in the widespread implementation of anti-retroviral treatment across the country. A Zulu traditionalist at heart, he is fluent in several languages, including Swahili, French, Russian, and Portuguese. The name uMkhonto Sizwe, meaning Spear of the Nation, is deeply connected to the anti-apartheid struggle and resonates strongly with many lower-class black South Africans. Despite the media's initial disregard for his campaign, thinking his party wouldn't significantly impact the country, the MK party still achieved remarkable success. He focused his campaign efforts within KwaZulu-Natal, and it is likely that a broader campaign could have propelled the party to the second spot. He is widely regarded as one of the most influential leaders on the African continent, if not the most powerful. Millions chose him because he is the leader they wanted. And now, Duduzile Zuma is going to Parliament. Those are not words I thought I'd be saying tonight.
But obviously the people have some faith in me, which I'm happy for.
But now it is up to South African institutions and the people within them to keep his worst instincts in check. Look, there is danger in Zuma. We know that. He's a man with authoritarian impulses.
We are encouraging us to cause a re-election in these places so that we can take our thing back.
He's got a conspiracy theorist mind.
We have a right, a bigger right than anybody else, to demand that.
He has very little impulse control, and particularly when attacked, even less decency.
He's answering you.
He has a demagogue's knack for identifying enemies and a bully's talent for exploiting weaknesses. Uninterested in policy and unrestrained by shame, he disregards democratic norms. Surrounding himself with sycophants and enablers, he embraces both the truths and the falsehoods that suit him. Zuma, through the MK, is entering a South African political system weaker than many realize, weakened by the same factors that prevented the ANC from delivering the change it promised. The MK party cannot single-handedly transform South Africa into Zuma's vision of greatness. They will be constrained by the executive, the National Assembly, the Judicial Court, the Constitution, and perhaps even more significantly, by their own advisors and party members. Zuma is widely seen as one of the most powerful figures, if not the most powerful. He poses a significant threat to the South African people, both formally and informally. This situation would be less concerning if there were more opposition within the party or leaders with a backbone. However, Zuma exerts control over everything. Party leaders, National Assembly representatives, the KZN-MK legislature representatives, and, after a successful coalition, he will wield unprecedented power. If Zuma is to be checked, it will have to come from within his own party. So far, the MK party has shown little interest or ability in standing up to him. Top MK influential leaders have rallied around Zuma despite considering him fundamentally unfit for parliament. Their support has not resulted in any compromise, such as Zuma appointing more professional staff, developing sounder policies, or moderating his worst instincts.
Uma beye parliament sibaningi kabi uMkhonto wesizwe. Yebo baba. Singase sidube ukuya parliament. Singase sidube ukuya eparliament. Akekho kuyothatha itulo zethu lapha. Yithi siye parliament.
Already, the MK party is rumoured to be filling its top administration positions with loyal supporters rather than the most qualified individuals. Names being mentioned include Visvin Reddy, Nalamulo Ndlela, Bonginkosi Kanyile and Jabulani Kumalo, all chosen for their allegiance rather than their expertise, except for Jabulani, who has just been fired. However, the pool of candidates for these roles is limited. The MK party will need many more people to fill positions in both the National Assembly and provincial executive agencies. This could be an opportunity for the MK party to surround Zuma with calmer, wiser advisors who can provide better information and help curb his worst impulses. The MK party plans to use its presence in Parliament to submit ambitious legislation, regardless of its constitutional validity. With the ANC no longer holding a majority, it will struggle to block these initiatives from being debated. One such initiative could be pushing for the Phala case to be reopened, which could have serious ramifications for President Ramaphosa, potentially leading to his ouster. The EFF's support seems to hinge on anyone willing to pursue the Phala case, or the corruption allegations involving Deputy President Paul Mashatile. If successful, this could fulfill Malema's goal of holding both leaders accountable.
Phala will not go away. Paul Mashatile is one of the most dishonest people.
Zuma is a deal maker, and his party is expected to uphold his agreements. The question is whether the MK party will check Zuma on issues such as surveillance, wartime powers, tribal conflicts, and inciting unrest. Our institutions are only as effective as the people running them. Parties have a strong incentive to support their leader, as Zuma united the Zulu kingdom by representing their core values. This unity will be crucial when they assume office and are sworn in at the National Assembly. There is little evidence that MK party veterans, even those who recognize the danger Zuma poses, are willing to risk his wrath to protect the country they profess to love. MK voters know that Zuma's success is their success, and his strength is their strength. The same goes for his staff and appointees. The question is whether they can create a version of success for him and the party that keeps the country safe, and whether they will be willing, if necessary, to oppose their president for the sake of the country. There is hope in this, as the incentives of governance differ from those of the opposition. The MK party will face voters in 2026 and again in 2029. If they fast-track land redistribution without ensuring food security and increasing food exports, if they empower traditional leaders without constitutional safeguards against abuse of power, if they enact indiscriminate anti-LGBTQ laws that tear apart families and communities, or if they plunge the economy into a tailspin, those elections will not be favourable. The MK party holds the third spot nationally, which they will want to expand and maintain. To achieve this, they will need to govern well, or at least convince South Africans that they have governed well. To govern well, they must keep Zuma's worst tendencies in check. Now we'll see if they can. Now we'll see how strong the MK party really is.